What's up, world? It's your boy Kree Rushing. Before I get started, black is beautiful. I don't know if y'all can see all that. I'm pretty sure y'all can't. But oh yeah, before I forget, man, quick birthday shout out to one of the realest cats I know, man. He been holding it down for a while. His birthday was May 14th. I'm talking about myself. Happy birthday to me. Happy belated birthday to me. You feel me? I think it's well deserved. 28 years, holding it down. You know what I'm saying? Not a statistic. This story time, we're gonna talk about the first time I got pulled over with a white girl. Yeah. This is way different than any other time getting pulled over because I was with a white girl. And anybody that knows anything about the police, having a white girl is like 100 times worse than regular pullover. You feel me? It's kind of devastating. You know, it's like having a hot wing and then putting what like habanero on it. It just makes it 100 times worse. So I used to have this homegirl, right? I ain't gonna say no names, you know, just in case I blow up and, you know, I get famous. But, and, you know, people try to come back and sue. But I had this homegirl I used to talk to, right? And so we had kicked it a few times, you know what I'm saying? Been to the mall, yada, yada, yada. And one day, she hits me up, and she's texting me, we texting back and forth. And then she calls me out of nowhere, you know, and this is when I thought I was fresh. I had the little Bluetooth, you feel me? I was like, woo-doo. I'm like, yo, what's going on? She was like, guess what? I'm like, what? She's like, I just ran out of gas. I was like, how you run out of gas? You just ran out of gas, just done? She's like, I just ran out of gas. I said, okay, bet. So I said, where you at? She was like, oh, I'm off Vista Way. I said, okay, for sure. I'm on my way. I'll come through. I'm going to help you. I didn't live too far from Vista Way. Hop in the car, start heading down there. She like, she calls me again, right? Answer on the Bluetooth. Boo-doo. Yeah, what's up? She goes, how you gonna find me? I was like, I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna get on Vista Way and keep driving until I see your car. Simple as that, right? So she's like, oh, okay. And I'm like, why do you sound extra slow right now? But okay, whatever. Hang up. Boop. Driving. Hit Vista Way. See her car pulled over with the hazards on. I said, bet. Flip a U-turn. Get behind her. Come out. Go up to her car. She opens the door like this, real slow, and leans out the window and goes, what's up, right? Right when she opened the door, just a wave of just weed just smacks up in my nose. I'm like, oh, smoking, that's an understatement. You've been smoking, right? So now I'm like, okay, that explains why she like kind of slowed up a little bit. She's high, she blown, she gone. So I'm like, what's happening? She was like, I ran out of gas. I was like, I see that. I was like, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to park my car, and then I'm going to come back, I'm going to walk up here, and then we're going to push your car, and I'm going to take you wherever you need to go, right? Simple as that. Seems simple. Excuse me. What kind of water is this I'm drinking? Got me over here double burping. But anyways, so I park my car. I walk back up. Before I can even get to her car, I see the police pull up. And you gotta understand, this is back when I was like 19 and weed was still very much super duper illegal, right? In California. So the police pull up. I'm like, oh, she's going to jail. So first thing I thought, right? White girl going to jail. I ain't going to jail. She's going to jail. So I thought. As soon as the police gets out of the car, he walks past her car, comes straight to me. What's wrong with the car? I don't know. Why don't you ask the driver, bro? You asking a black man walking? I'm not even in the car. He was like, okay, I'm going to go talk to the driver. Yeah, you do that. He goes. As soon as she opened the door, he smells the same weed. Just like that, smacks the officer in the face. He goes, ma'am, have you been smoking? She was like, yeah, I smoke some weed. I ain't got no more, though. Just like that. As calm as that. I'm thinking it's a wrap for her, right? I'm like, you told me you smoking and you behind the wheel, you going to jail. He doesn't care nothing about that. Come straight to me. You have a driver's license? Yeah, let me see it. What? Whatever. Show him my driver's license. He looks at it, looks at me, looks at it, looks at me. Okay, I'm gonna have you drive the car since you're not under the influence of anything. I'm pissed. Now the cop tries to tell me that the car is gonna be hard to steer because it doesn't have any gas in it. To be honest, I ignore most of it because I'm still mad that he ain't put a knee in the white girl's neck for being high and driving. Whatever. Get in the car. She gets out. We switch seats. Whatever. He pushes the car with his car. He told me he was gonna push the car with his car too. Pushes the car. We start going down the hill. I'm supposed to park in the AAA that's on Vista Way. Anybody local that knows the O knows that AAA has got two entrances. It's got one that's kind of like a straight turn, and it's got one that's kind of like a sloped driveway. So I tried to turn like I was turning a regular car, not one with no gas in it, and it goes nowhere. I'm like, nope. I'm like, all right, missed that first turn. So now we're coming up on the second turn, which is a driveway. So I'm like, okay, shoot, we'll turn this way. So I yank that wheel. Yank it. We get halfway up the driveway, right? Put my foot on the brake, open the door to see how far up we got, and the car rolls back, taps the cop car. Boom, right? Now it doesn't tap it too hard, but it taps it enough, right? So I put the car in park, and I'm trying to play it off like I didn't just tap a cop car. It didn't tap the battering ram. It didn't do no damage to the cop car. So I asked the cop, I'm like, hey man, can you push us up the rest of the hill? And he goes, no, I don't think I can do that. We were just in an accident. I said, what? He was like, yeah, I have to call for backup. So he gets on the, how to do on the work 10 line, 2911, calls for backup. While we waiting on backup, he goes straight to the white girl. And he's like, you want to press charges against him? Do you want him arrested? I'm like, what? Press charges arrested? Like, I'm tripping, right? So she's like, she's high, of course, so all this is funny to her. She's like, no, he's my friend, right? So I'm like, oh my God. So then backup comes. And backup was kind of cool, for as cool as the police can be. He was like, yeah, what we're going to do is, we're going to push the car the rest of the way up the hill, take her where she needs to go. Everybody gets to go home. And so the first cop on the scene, he was like, everybody gets to go home. And he was like, yeah, we were just in an accident. Nobody's going to jail. And I'm like, why would anybody go to jail? This ain't an accident, bro. It was barely a tap. So he's like, no, nobody goes to jail. He was like, I think we need to call for backup. I'm like, why do we need to call for backup again? Backup is here. Backup is cool. Backup wants everybody to go home. He calls for backup again anyway. 2911, right? While we waiting for more backup to get there, he goes right back to the white girl. So do you want to press charges against him? Do you want him arrested? She's like, no, he's my friend. And he keeps asking her, and I'm like, dang, all it takes is for that one time for him to hit her with the duck season, rabbit season switch, and she gonna be like, yes, I want to press charges, and he gonna take me right away, right? So then more backup gets there. They start spray painting the ground, taking pictures like it's a crime scene. So they're taking pictures, and she had a bucket too. Like that car was beat up. You can tell she been getting in multiple accidents. So the car is beat up. So they taking pictures, they spraying the ground, yada yada yada, and they start questioning. Oh yeah, get pictures over there too. And they started trying to pin damage on me that had nothing to do with where the bumper had came in contact with the battering ram. So I'm trying to prove scratches. I'm like, nah, that was there before, bro. You ain't about to put that on me, right? So then they separate us, right? They separate us. They're asking us separate questions. So the cop's taking my statement, and he's like, okay, so you got out the car. Were you driving without a seatbelt? And I was like, what? He was like, were you on the phone as well? I was like, even if I was on the phone, I got a Bluetooth, bro. Like, where are you getting at with all this? So I'm frustrated. I so happen to look over at her, and he's sure enough, do you want to press charges against him? Do you want him arrested? And she's once again, no, he's my friend. He was like, well, where did you meet him? And she's like going through all this craziness, like she being held against her will, like she a victim or something. So I'm pissed, right? I'm getting frustrated. So they asked her, they were like, does the car have insurance? She was like, I don't know. And they were like, is the car registered? She was like, I don't know, it may be registered. I'm like, dang, they about to tow her car, right? Nope, they don't even care. They come to me, do you have insurance? Yeah, go get it. What? It ain't had nothing to do with my car, right? So my car is in the same parking lot that we're already in. I'm about to go walk to my car. They're like, no. Thompson will take you, right? I can say Thompson because it could be multiple Thompsons, right? So they're like, Thompson will take you. I'm like, what? So now that I'm seeing, they want to make sure that I don't take off and book on them, right? Stupid. Which, who's going to book in a 98 Cavalier? It's a 4-cylinder engine. It ain't going nowhere. That car ain't got no get up. You feel me? If I had a Lambo or something, then you could worry about me braking on you. But anyway, So I look at, Officer Thompson. I'm like, front or back seat, Thompson. Now, I had never sat in the back of a police car a day in my life, but I knew they were going to take that virginity from me today, right? So Thompson was like, oh, I got stuff in the front seat. You can't sit in the front seat. We get to the car. This fool had a clipboard in the front seat. I was like, fool, I would have held the clipboard while you drove. You feel me? So I get in the back seat, and it's all cramped and tiny and plastic. Anybody that sat in the back of a cop car knows what I'm talking about. And I'm like, man, this is horrible. He was like, well, the people that usually sit back there don't deserve to be comfortable. I'm like, I'm not one of those people. So he leaves the parking lot. I'm like, no, turn back into the parking lot. My car is in the parking lot. And he was like, what? I said, my car is in the parking lot. We literally drove around 50 feet. He was like, they made me drive you here? I was like, that's what I'm saying. Get my insurance, take it to them. They start taking all my information down. Right? I'm pissed. So then finally, they, oh yeah, while they're taking my information down, of course, they go right back to, so do you want to press charges against him? Do you want him to be arrested? And I'm just like, dang, like for the 100th time, like, no, right? So I'm like, thank God she keeps saying no, that she's, kind of sober enough to realize to say no to that question, because my fate lies in her hands right now, right? So they finally decide, after all this time, it's about 8 or 9 officers there, and a gang of squad cars there, right? They done spray painted the ground, took their pictures, and they decided, they're like, okay, so we're gonna push the car the rest of the way up, and everybody goes home. We've been sitting there for like 4 hours, right? So I'm pissed, I'm tired, I'm ready to go. They finally push the car up, and the cops do everything this time. The cops are driving, they do everything, and they're making jokes. They're like, man, it smells like weed in here, and they're laughing, whatever. They push the car, park it. So then finally, after all said and done, the first cop on the scene comes up to me, and he goes, so why are you here? And I was like, to help somebody, bro. I want somebody to help me. And he goes, well, remember this. No good deed goes unpunished, right? So I was like, what? He goes, no good deed goes unpunished. You've never heard that before? And I'm like, no, I've never heard that, man. I don't believe in that. Walk away, right? So as I'm walking, the second cop, the one that questions if I was driving without a seatbelt or whatnot, he comes up to me. He goes, so why are you here? And I was like, to help somebody. I would want somebody to help me. And he goes, well, remember this. No good deed goes unpunished. This fool says the exact same thing that the old cop said, right? So I'm like, yo, what does that mean? And I snapped, right? I'm yelling. And they laughed at me. They thought it was cute. They was like, oh, look at you getting mad, right? So I'm like, whatever. I'm pissed. So I walk to the car. Now everything I'm doing is angry. I'm like, seatbelt, keys, start, headlights, right? And I look over. This broad is waving at the cop. She's like, bye. I'm like, don't wave at them fools, right? So I'm pissed. We driving, whatever. And for some strange reason, it was like my speakers to my radio picked up like their radio, and I could hear the cops talking, but through my speakers. And so they were like, yeah, he's about to make a left down Vista Way. And I was like, right. I made a quick right. And I'm looking at her. I'm like, broad, are you wearing a wire? Like, what is going on, right? So I dropped her off, man. And I was like, this is crazy. And then I talked to her about it when she sobered up. And she didn't see nothing wrong with what happened. Like, she didn't believe it was racial profiling or the fact that she was a white girl and I was a black man. And yeah, what I basically learned from that is yeah, don't give white girls no more rides. Like, don't like, I don't care. If I see a white girl stranded on the freeway, I'm gonna throw like $5 out the window and keep it pushing. Like, nah, not at all. To be honest, I think that's pretty much why I don't date white women. I think I'm scarred for life. I'm like, stick with the sisters, because at least when you get pulled over with a sister, y'all both go to jail. You know what I'm saying? You get pulled over with that white girl, they gonna make sure you go to jail. The white girl gonna be like, I'll bail you out. No, come with me. But yeah, man, that was my first and last experience getting pulled over with a white girl. Yeah, man. But anyway, that's my story time for y'all, man. I hope y'all enjoy it. You know what to do. If you ain't already, subscribe, like it, share, comment, do all that good stuff, man. And God bless.